Welcome to Disturbing the Peace. I'm your host, John Amanchukwu, coming to you live from YRefi Studios. What happens when truth becomes offensive and appearances matter more than principles? Today, Stacey Washington joins me for a timely conversation on some of the biggest stories driving the national debate. We'll break down AOC's viral rally speech, the growing push to normalize Black English in America's classrooms, and two controversial decisions from a Virginia school superintendent that raised serious questions about hiring, accountability, and the priorities shaping public education. All here today on Disturbing the Peace.
From heaven, there's too much at stake to be quiet. Let's disturb the peace. Me and you, let's disturb the peace. With John Amanchukwu, disturb the peace.
Joining me now on Disturbing the Peace is Bishop Patrick Lane Wooden Sr. Bishop Wooden, welcome back to Disturbing the Peace.
It's an honor to be back. Thanks for having me, John.
Yes, indeed. We have a lot of disturbing to do today, and this episode might get both of us in trouble, but I think we are kind of used to that, right?
Yeah, that's where we live.
Let's start with Don Lemon. He recently said something that just stood out in an interview. He's labeling Trump supporters as the Maga Nazi Party. Okay, so I guess if you support the Republican candidate, you have to be a MAGA Nazi. Take a look at this video clip here.
You think that once Donald Trump is gone, it's the end of MAGA? I don't know if it's the end of that sort of attitude. I mean, the MAGA is the closest thing to the modern version of a Nazi party. This is America's version. It's the closest thing without the Holocaust and all that stuff. That sort of mindset. That's what MAGA is, because most intelligent people or logical people, when they get new information, and if that information is negative or not factual, then they change their minds when they go, oh, well, I wish I had known better, and now that I have this information, then I can readjust. No matter what no matter how many facts and how much information you give them about this presidency, about the policies, they don't change their minds, because they're really not voting for the price of eggs. They're voting for white supremacy. They're voting for power. They're voting to have a preeminent voice. They're afraid of, they've been co-opted by many people in the Republican Party
looking at him.
And Donald Trump to think that their failures are due to something else, the other, the black person, the woman, the Latino, the immigrant, the migrant. That person is taking your job.
She's like, okay.
That person is the reason that you don't have the financial
virtue
or
signaling
career success that you think that you should have. It's because of them. We want to take our country back. That's what MAGA is.
All right, Bishop Wooden, here it is. Don Lemon says that MAGA is the closest thing to the modern version of the Nazi Party.
Right.
I mean, that's a slap in the face to Jews. But he said this is America's version. It's the closest thing without the Holocaust and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing he doesn't do, he doesn't explain how that's true. He doesn't give any information. And I find it kind of, and I don't know if I should say this on Disturbing the Peace, but I find it ironic that a man who is married to a man, sitting there with what appears to be a blouse on, who engages in sexual behavior that the medical community has given us information, given the world information, that is harmful.
Yes.
It's not healthy.
Right.
It's unnatural. It is totally unproductive.
Yes.
It is the #1 spreader of AIDS in our country and in the world, and yet he participates in that.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing that Don Lemon overlooks the glaring flaws that has made him popular amongst the Democrat Party. Now, we have some images here. We showed Don Lemon side by side. This is not his boo. This is not his boyfriend. This is not what he would call zaddy. Not daddy, but zaddy. Okay? This is his hubby. This is his husband. Next image. All right, so watch this. I'm going to break this down for you. It needs to be broken down. This is Don Lemon walking down the street with his zaddy, and they're walking with 3 dogs. Okay, the dog that Don is walking with apparently looks to be a black dog.
A dog of color.
The dog of color, right?
Yeah.
And then Zaddy, his husband, is walking with 2 white dogs. And so I guess that's white supremacy, I guess. You got to have a white dude
right.
and 2 white dogs, a black man, and 1 black dog. It really makes no sense. Listen, we're talking about Don Lemon, and we'll be right back after this break. Private student loan debt in the U.S. totals about $300 billion. About $45 billion of that is labeled as distressed. Why refinance as distressed or defaulted private student loans that others won't touch. They provide you with a custom loan payment based on your ability to pay. Refi is not a debt settlement company, and they work with each borrower individually, tailoring each loan to each borrower's specific situation. You will not be calling a faceless call center. Refi can reduce your monthly payment and guarantees interest rates under 6%, ensuring affordability and financial relief. Refi does not care what your credit score is. When the payment on your distressed or defaulted private student loan is so big that you can't ever get ahead in your finances, Refi is surely your best option. You can finally take control of your student loan situation with a plan that works for your monthly budget. Just call 888-YREFI-85 or log on to YREFI.com. That's YREFY.com. All right, so Don Lemon, he has a way of just sticking his foot in his mouth.
Yes,
no pun intended. Lemon said MAGA voters are driven by white supremacy rather than economic concerns. As a pastor who spends time with real people across this country, does that match what you actually see and hear?
No, the people who support President Trump, I won't say MAGA, but President Trump and his policies are people who are actually concerned about jobs, who are concerned about the border, who are concerned about the welfare of the nation, and they want to get ahead. They don't want to necessarily get ahead through government handouts. They want jobs.
Right.
And even African Americans, we're concerned as people of color about how millions of people were illegally allowed into the country. Now, you got to be blind if you don't see at job sites, roadsides, jobs where you would normally see black people, white people working these jobs. Now you see people who are Hispanic, people who have been let into the country. Well, I think that if MAGA is protecting the borders of the country, then I'm for MAGA. When they call it white supremacy, my question would be, how so? What part of his policy is white supremacy?
Right.
Now, just because you're not for DEI and hiring people to fill a quota or just based on equity,
right,
equal outcomes, regardless of effort, I don't think that's white supremacy. I think that's common sense.
It is.
So he's not challenged on anything that he's saying. But the guy who is sitting there, he didn't appear to be buying any of it.
No, he sat there like, what is he saying? You know, really what Don Lemon pushes is truly communism.
Yes.
To label it as white supremacy just because all people, included, but even black people, we are concerned about jobs.
Oh, yeah.
We are concerned about affordability.
Yes.
You know, if the home prices have gone through the roof.
Right.
President Trump has done a great job with tackling the whole egg crisis. That was a big issue when he first came into office.
Yes, sir.
There's several different things, to want to ensure that your children don't go to school and that they're indoctrinated into gender theory, queer theory, critical race theory, racial consciousness, Common Core, social emotional learning. To want to make sure your child does not become another hamster on the wheel.
Amen, brother.
In the circus of the left. Why does that have to conjure up some form of white supremacy? I went to a school board meeting about 2.5 years ago in California, and I delivered a message entitled 10 Things That Black Students Don't Need in Education. I said, number one, we don't need the soft bigotry of low expectations.
Amen, brother.
I said that we don't need DEI. I said that we don't need critical race theory. I said that we don't need white liberals telling us that they know what's best for us, then we know what's best for ourselves. And heads exploded. The snowflakes were snowflaking on the school board. But a couple of days later, people were writing articles about me, labeling me as a white supremacist. Now, I mean, let's just be honest here. I'm black, you can tell that, but my full name is John Amanchukwu.
Yeah.
Okay? There is no way, you know what I mean, that I'm a white supremacist. No. My name betrays that. My pigmentation betrays that. My speech cadence gives me away.
Yeah.
I sound like a Southern preacher that's educated.
Yeah.
But it's not one of those situations where we have to see these things and we have to submit to it. We don't have to give into the communism.
Right.
We don't have to give into the socialism.
Right.
I really think that we need to fight these things head on more. So Don Lemon supposedly, is considering a 2028, I can't even get this out without laughing, presidential run.
I hope he runs.
I do too. Maybe he should be the running mate with Kamala Harris, because Tampon Timmy, he couldn't cut it, right?
He couldn't.
And he's just been exposed now. He can't even run to be the next governor anymore. Or dog catcher.
He's
done. But what does it say about our political moment that this kind of rhetoric is viewed as a viable campaign platform rather than disqualifying?
Well, here's what I hope it says. I hope it says that Don Lemon is delusional. I hope it says that this guy has lost his mind and the support for him shows that.
Yes.
If he is a viable candidate, it says that we're in big trouble. I don't believe that he would be a viable candidate. I don't believe that thinking Americans of any stripe, black, white, you name it, would actually support this guy. Don Lemon is I call him Don Lemon Meringue Pie. He is a legend in his own mind. If you don't believe he's good looking, just ask him.
Right.
If you don't believe that he was a great reporter, a journalist, and all this, CNN got it wrong according to him.
True.
And when they let him go. But he's delusional, and if he runs, I think it would be the most entertaining run. But he'll never, and this is what will hurt him so bad. If he runs, he'll never be a Donald Trump.
No.
He will not, the Democrats will not put him at the top of the party. And if they do, they're dead.
And you know what? What's sad is this is what the left is open to.
Right.
In Maine, you have a candidate that's running. It's a man, but he's battling a psychological problem.
Yeah.
And he portrays to be something that he's not, as a woman. But he's a candidate. You know what I mean? And then he goes on record saying that he has the monthly of a woman. That, things happen from his exit in the same manner that it happens from a woman naturally. You know, these people are godless. You know, Paul says that these are haters of God.
Yes.
You know, they hate God's design. They hate God's creation. They hate Genesis chapter 1.
Right.
2,
Right.
and 3. They despise it because it's not according to their concupiscence.
Right.
It's not according to their lust. You know, and so therefore they reject all sense of normalcy. I really think that we need to call these people out more.
I think we do.
And it's a blessing to have you on Disturbing the Peace to do so. Let me know below in the comment section, do you think that Don Lemon, in the words of Bishop Wooden, meringue pie, do you think he's a viable candidate for 2028? Let us know below in the comment section. All right, I now want to shift towards something less political nationally, but towards something that's more personal, okay? There's an Orlando dine-and-dash situation that's circulating around social media.
Yeah.
You see in this video clip that we're going to show you a family. It looks like a family.
Yeah.
Okay, could be the Addams family based upon their behavior. But a family goes and eats nearly $300 worth of food. And then they get up and walk out. We were just on vacation together.
Right.
I wouldn't think.
Wouldn't cross our mind.
It wouldn't cross our mind. Even if we received the worst service known to man,
Right.
we wouldn't get up and walk out, Bishop Wooden,
Just
and not pay the bill.
Out of respect for who we are.
Exactly. We have dignity. We have class.
Right.
And so there are some people who don't like when I talk about subjects like this because they think that I'm trying to portray all black people like this. That's actually not what I'm doing.
No.
I'm actually showing that there are black people who disagree with this behavior.
Right.
And in order for us to show the world that we disagree with it, we have to address it.
I agree with you.
We have to talk about it.
I agree with you.
We have to expose it.
Yes.
And show that this is the subset of the black race or community that we disagree with.
Amen.
And every community has a subset within the greater community that can be rather embarrassing and or despicable.
Right.
Blacks have it. Whites definitely have it. Asians have it. Native Americans have it. Indians have it. Everyone has it, you know? And we're getting ready to show you the situation right here. Take a look. All right, so he gets up. He walks out. Family walks out. Leaves what appears to be his girlfriend or wife at the table. She walks through the wrong door. Now she walks out. This is bad. This is bad.
This is horrible.
So Bishop Wooden, you know, surveillance footage reported everything, and that's why we have the footage. Setting aside the online commentary around this clip, what does an alleged incident like this, a family coordinating to walk out on a bill together, what does that say about their leadership and what they're teaching their children to do?
It's child abuse. Those kids don't stand a chance. They're being raised without morals, without decency, without any sense of pride, and without any knowledge of how society works. Now, you can tell by looking at them, they eat quite a bit. Number one, that struck my eye.
They're not begging.
They're not begging. They're not begging. They're not starving. And given the profit margin of restaurants, which is incredibly low, restaurants can't afford to stay in business if multiple people, multiple families, even if a small percentage of people do this to the restaurant.
Yes.
But what father would teach his daughter or his son to actually eat and get up and walk out? Teach them to casually leave without paying, and you have a plan where the lady stays, whether she's his wife, his girlfriend, whomever, and she's the last one to leave. Now, I think it's despicable. And here is to your point that you were making earlier. Here's why people like you and the platform like this has to speak to this. When regular African Americans, when regular people who look like us and we look like them go to a restaurant and eat, we're somewhat offended when they treat us as though they think we're trying to walk out without paying. And here's what I have always felt. When people say, when we are being, what is it, typecast or what is it, profile.
Yeah.
When we're being profiled, I always get angry, not with the people who are profiling me. I get upset with who made me a profile. I've never thought about
because you didn't do that to yourself.
Oh no, I didn't do that,
Right.
and nor would I do that. And like you said, we were on vacation. There is no way we would have considered getting up, walking out of the restaurant, and not paying and not tipping.
Right.
This is a despicable family. I hope that they catch them, and I hope that they bar them. The kids need to be taken out of the house, because if they think that this is the way to go, they're going to be, they're getting started in a life of crime, and they're going to jail. They're going to get caught, and then they're going to blame society. And what kind of father? This guy is despicable.
I agree. If we can put that clip back up, we may go full screen with this if we need to. And so this is Dad right here. He's getting ready to reach into his pocket and hand something to the girl. Let's show that and stop when we get there. All right, pause it right here. So he sits at the head of the table.
Right.
Signifying that he's what? He's the head.
He's the head. He's the lead.
Head.
Right.
All right.
Right.
This is organized chaos and madness. All right. Son and daughters sitting at the table. Everyone's eating. Everyone's getting greasy. Okay. They probably asked, I mean, I'm probably stereotyping now. Let me have my, bring out some hot water to sanitize my silverware.
Yeah.
I want ketchup.
All of that.
I want malt vinegar. I want Tabasco. I want Texas Pete. I want relish. That's not cold. It need to be hot. I need mayonnaise. No, I need Miracle Whip. Don't give me mayonnaise. Give me Miracle Whip. Whoever served this table, more than likely, looking at the behavior,
they had to work. And what is vinegar, when they get the drink.
Right.
Want to have it mixed with some kind.
Yeah.
If you put two.
Grenadine.
Grenadine. That's
Grenadine.
It.
The red grenadine to make the Shirley Temple. All of that. Put the grenadine in the Sprite and put a lime in there and all this stuff. The person who worked,
They probably had to work hard.
They had to work hard. And now Dad at the head of the table.
Right.
The head of the table, okay? He hands the keys to his daughter. This is premeditated.
Right.
He knew what he was doing.
Right.
They came in knowing that they were going to do this. And she's the one that, commences to walk out first. All right, let's play it again. Pause. Go back a little bit, a couple seconds, to him eating off of his wife's plate. Let's see here. Boom, right there. Come on, Donnie.
He's enjoying himself, sitting there in a wife beater.
All right, that right there. Okay, good job, Don. He's eating off of his wife's plate. So I guess what he ordered was insufficient, inadequate. He needed to stuff his belly some more. Okay, he's got to make sure he gets a good full meal, Bishop Woodard. And so he commences to not only eat all of his food, but now that I've handed my daughter the key, let me get a few more bites.
Right.
Before we leave out.
Before we leave.
Man, I don't know. This sends
For the road.
For the road. This sends me through the roof.
Yeah.
Because this
Right.
is the proper definition of the N-word.
Yeah. No question.
Now, you don't have to look like these people to behave like an N-word.
Amen, brother.
You don't have to.
Amen.
Whites, Asians.
Amen. And there are others who do.
Others who do the same thing, and we know that they do. But today's focus is on this right here.
Yes.
This is bad. So he's getting a few more bites before they steal. Keep rolling. Pause. Pause. The first one to stand up
Is the leader.
is the leader.
Yeah.
So so hand the keys to the daughter. Few more bites for the road, as you said. Then he's the first one to stand up and just look at his belly welly. Look at the belly welly. Just look at that. God has been so good to this man that he has excess, not just in his stomach.
Right.
You know what I mean? But extra visceral fat.
Right.
He could stand to skip a few meals and he's good.
And your point is, it's not a homeless guy.
It's not a homeless
It's not
guy.
a desperate person.
No.
No.
This is excess.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? This is excessive.
Yes,
this is
sir.
too much. This is too far. Now he's the first one to stand up. Now play it. All right, hold it right here. Walking out like a diva.
Yeah.
He's got a man bag.
Right. What is that all about?
What is that all about? I mean, this is just the lowest of the low. And ladies, if you see a guy like this, you might want to wonder or question, okay, is he the same way? Man bag wearing, wife beater.
Got his hair pulled back and got the.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what you call the thing.
With the scrunchie.
Yeah. Okay.
He, and I know that because
Yeah.
my wife, my daughter.
Yeah.
You know, he has the scrunchie.
Yeah.
All of that stuff. I mean, man bag, wife beater on, which I mean that you don't have. Even if you have the body, okay, should you wear that? Kirk Franklin is very much so fit.
Right.
He's a lean cut guy, muscular guy. He's ripped. He went out in public.
Right.
With a wife beater on.
Right.
Should he? No. But I mean, this guy wearing one.
Yeah.
I mean, give us a break. And his hair looks just like his daughter's hair.
Right. And I think that is Paul taught that should be a distinction, even in hairstyles. 1 Corinthians chapter 11,
Right.
between men and women. We should be able in this society, at a glance, be able to tell whether we're looking at a male or a female.
That's right.
And at this table, you got to look.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's problematic.
Yeah.
All right, let it roll. She walks out. Everybody's walking. Look. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
And look at that.
And then hold it right here. This gets me the most because he's at the head of the table.
Right.
He hands off the keys. He eats off of her plate. He stands up first to walk out. If the owner had seen this,
Right.
who was he going to accost in this moment?
Her.
Her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bishop, talk to me. Now, this is the lowest of the lows. You leave your wife or girlfriend in there?
Yeah. The woman. To be the last one to leave. And then we probably won't see this person, but I guarantee you this, even if people who are watching this don't care about the restaurant owner, what about the waiter?
Yeah.
I guarantee you the person who busts that table, the waiter, they're not rich.
Right.
They needed the tip, and in many cases, they're responsible for that bill. You see,
Right.
They're responsible for making up the $300. That's a whole lot of money
Right.
for someone who waits at a table.
Right.
You see, so these people are despicable. I hope that they caught them. I hope that they bar them. I hope that people who do this aren't allowed in restaurants at all, because this is not how society works.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I want to tell you a quick story about a personal offense.
Yes, sir.
We were in New York, traveling back home, going to, I guess it's the LaGuardia airport. We were hungry, wanted to grab something to eat before we left. And we went to a sit-down restaurant, and typically at a sit-down restaurant, you order.
Right.
They bring you your food.
Right.
Start with the drinks first. Bring your food, you eat, and then you pay. These people made us pay first. I was highly offended because what came to mind is, you think I'm going to eat this food? You see where I'm going? You think I'm going to eat this food and then get up and walk out? I didn't like it.
Right.
Because I'm not going to do that.
Right.
However, when we look at this video clip, more restaurants will begin to make people pay
Right.
first.
Right.
Especially if you fit the profile.
Yes.
And they're going to be upset.
Yes.
Is that right or is that wrong?
Yes. Well, if this continues, the restaurant will have a choice. See, that's the problem. See, and these people aren't concerned about the domino effect.
Right.
What about the next group that came and sat at that table? What if it was a family? What if there's another dad sitting at the head of the table? What if the dad is like you, or like me, or like the people who are watching this today and will have every intention to pay, every intention to tip? All of a sudden now, nobody wants to wait on this family, and when they're serving them, they're being highly cautious because they know how they just got burnt. If that waiter still has their job, they're not in a good mood. They're scared that's going to happen again. See, society is not set up to operate this way, and I think that what we need to do is to highlight this, show this, so that people will know that this is not the behavior of blacks.
This
is the behavior of silly people, wicked people who want something for nothing. Now they might be DEI. They may be, they may go to a woke church.
Right.
They may be under the impression that this is part of reparations.
Right.
They got to get theirs.
They gotta
I'm getting mine.
40 acres of mule and some free meals, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
I mean,
sir.
it's bad. And so if I were in that restaurant that day, and you would have done the same thing, even before I say it, I can already say
Yes, sir.
you would do it, and you saw that family do that, you would have reached down
Yes, sir.
in your pocket, found some money, paid the bill
Yeah.
to send the message.
Right.
They did that.
They did that.
But that's not
That's not us. That's not the way
that's
we
it.
do.
It makes you
Right.
want to fly back down to Orlando.
Yes, sir.
Just to go eat there.
Yes, sir.
And to help the business,
Right,
give them a
right.
decent tip.
Right.
We tip people even when the service is bad.
That's right.
Because people have bad days.
That's true.
We have bad days.
It's true.
All right? Sometimes you're on, sometimes you're off. Sometimes you're good, sometimes you're bad.
Yes, sir.
But yet and still, you recognize that, the waitress or the waiter, that person can't cook.
Right.
Sometimes the food comes out jacked up and messed up because of the kitchen, not because of the waiter or the waitress. So these problems have to be addressed and pointed out. And I appreciate you, Bishop Wood, for just being bold enough to say what you said about
Yes,
it.
sir.
Because we have to push back on this, because this is not who we
No, sir.
are.
No, sir.
This next topic is of a lady who, let's just say this. She has a Peter problem, and we've attempted to mute out as much as we possibly could of the profanity that she uses in this clip. However, I guess she's so enthralled, so excited, that she's no longer around people like in the last clip we showed.
She moved up.
She moving on up. She moved up. And so now she's so happy that she's using expletives to explain how happy she is. She's no longer around people who give in to their baser nature. We'll say it that way.
Yes, sir.
Take a look at this video clip.
I'm gonna tell you something. It's shame. How many black people are coming in my box talking to me because I am actually happy that I am living in a neighborhood that is clean, beautiful, clear, quiet, and it just so happened to be around nothing but white people.
All right, hold it right here. So she's telling a story about how people are mad at her because she's happy because she doesn't have to deal with screeching cars all the time, someone getting shot, someone going to your back door, all of that stuff. So she's just she's elated. Just look at her. She's sitting by the pool. She ain't getting in, don't look like. But she's sitting by the pool and just hanging out. She's
not gonna get in the water.
She getting it. She got her hair did, lipstick on. She ready to go. But she's mad because people are talking trash about her because she's happy to be in a peaceful side of town. Watch.
And I got black people trying to make me feel bad. Because I wanted to raise my son in an environment where I don't want him thinking smoking crack and being a prostitute and then keeping your neighborhood dirty and riding around disturbing the peace. And
Hold up. What did she say?
Wait a minute. She said riding around disturbing the peace.
Did she say riding around disturbing the peace? Run that back just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Being a prostitute and then keeping your neighborhood dirty and riding around disturbing the peace. And
all right, hold it right. Bishop, we have to make a song out of that. I mean, do you have bars? You know what bars are?
It's singing.
Can you rap a little bit?
No, go ahead.
Ride around disturbing the peace. Yeah. Ride around disturbing the peace. Ride around disturbing the peace.
Yeah.
Right around disturbing the peace. We be rolling. We be rolling. We be rolling. Come on, Bishop. We be rolling.
Rolling. Right around disturbing the peace.
Yes, sir. Right around disturbing. See, listen, man. This is the one and only Bishop Wood. He's a legend. He can go anyway. Bishop has bars, y'all. But she said riding around.
Disturbing
the peace. Take a look at this.
Hands up under your ass and you walk around with fucking bunnies and being a bunch of fucking dirty and your bad fucking kids is normal.
Wow.
Look at my son. Look at my child.
They don't get in the pool by himself.
No. Go back to her son. All right, pause it. Go back to the son. You just said something, Bishop. What did you say?
He's in the pool by himself. Are there no, no kids in the community,
So the son is in the pool by himself.
Yeah.
The white folk not even outside tanning.
Maybe it's the time of day when the white people don't go out.
Maybe it's the time of the day, or could it be that the same stereotype and profiling that she's applying to other blacks,
Right.
some are applying it now to her
Yeah.
and her son.
Right.
Now, she needs to clean up her rhetoric
She does.
and her speech.
She does.
Because that's not going to make any person want to go to the pool
Right.
with her and her son,
Right.
with her talking out loud in that manner. And so that she's now on the right side of the track, so to speak.
According to her.
She has to relinquish some things herself.
Yes.
And make sure that she doesn't now
Right.
bring
Right.
back into play
Right.
the very thing that she
Right.
labeled as despicable. So let's separate the message from the messenger for a moment.
Okay.
Whatever people think of how she said it, is there real validity to what she's actually saying, Bishop Wood?
There is. I would love to have heard what she said to cause the people to respond to it in the first place. Because I'm sure unless she posted something, people wouldn't know or people wouldn't care one way or the other. So apparently she put something out there and people responded to it. I hope that she realizes that people make up a neighborhood. People make up a side of town.
Yes.
And as she moves into that side of town, which, by the way, what the civil rights movement, I was under the impression that's what it was all about, for us to have access and go live where we could afford to live.
Right.
Sit at the lunch counter. We were not for segregation. We were for being integrated, and so we can move where we want to move, live where we want to live. So bravo that she's in a safe place. But I pray that she realizes that she's not in heaven, and that sooner or later she will be tested and tried by some of the very people who live in that neighborhood. They're going to resist her to see if she's who she says she is. You know the story I gave when I was just riding my bike one day in my neighborhood, and I circled twice, and there was a white lady there, and I spoke with her. She was walking a dog, and she smiled and spoke with me. By the third time, she asked me, said, are you lost?
Yeah.
And I said, no, ma'am, I had got injured. And then it dawned on me what she was asking me.
Right.
And so I went back to her. I said, no, ma'am. I said, ma'am, I live here. She said, you do? I said, yes, I live in that house right down the street. It's right there. Matter of fact, we had the same builder because after he built my house, he built yours, and I actually saw you guys when you moved in.
So,
you
were there first?
Oh, yeah. There first by about 5 years or so. And brother, let me tell you, she went home. I thought the rapture had taken place. I looked down, looked up, she and the dog was gone.
She vanished.
Yeah. And so when this lady, you know, meets that person, because that person is in the neighborhood, she's got to make sure that she doesn't behave in a way that gives credence to people like that who think, okay, if a black person moves in the neighborhood, there goes the neighborhood. So I hope she's prepared for that. But in terms of the language, her effect is destroying her effect is destroying her effect.
Yes.
You find people on other sides of town who are not black who wear their pants hanging off their rear ends and all of that as well.
That's true.
But let's be fair. We're glad that she's moved up.
All that stuff she said.
Prostitution, prostitution knows no color.
Right.
But there are better sides of town. When you move into a better side of town, make sure you're a better person.
Yeah, that's good.
You know,
great
so that
point.
you won't bring it down.
Yes, sir. Here's another clip of this lady talking about everything.
Now, y'all know I've been talking about leaving the East Coast, which I did, and now I'm over here on the West Coast.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you what's crazy. There are hardly no black people over here. There's only 2 black people in my whole development, and I've only seen 1 black person, and that he works at Publix. I'm in a 99% white town, white community, and it's quiet, it's clean, it's peaceful, ain't no interruptions, disturbances, or discrepancies. Why in the hell can't we be like that in the black neighborhood? It's a shame we have to move to the other side of the world.
Hold it right here. You were going to say something.
She's demonstrating what she's celebrating that she moved away from.
Right.
I mean, do you have a job? I mean, what time of day is it?
She's really comfortable on that couch.
What time of day is it?
Some sunlight is shining through. That look like the morning to me, bitch.
Yes.
And
I'm glad she's happy, but she's making too much of it. See, blacks, people are going to respond when you present it that way.
Right.
If you're happy where you are, thank God that things are peaceful and that kind of a thing. But it's not peaceful just because she's around white people. White people kill white people. White people steal. All people do.
That's right.
Sin is a human problem.
That's right.
Thank God she moved, but I hope in her moving into that neighborhood that she doesn't bring to the neighborhood the very riffraff that she has gotten away from.
Correct.
Her language suggests that there's going to be problems.
Indeed.
And that doesn't mean that only blacks use profanity.
Right.
Because, man, I've run into, in bicycle riding, for instance, on the trail many times we meet people, and I often wonder when I talk to men on the trail, the bike trail, who are white and they're talking to us, bunch of black guys, and they just employ John so much profanity. Are you talking that way because that's the way you think that we talk? Because we don't talk that way. We don't use profanity at all. We're Christians.
That's right.
We love to interact, but we can make our point without using profanity.
Right.
And I noticed that over time when they're talking, they notice these black guys don't cuss. They don't talk like that. And in some cases, all of a sudden their level of communication, the white guy, rises. And in some cases, they don't care. They're just gonna be foul mouth anyway.
Yes.
So having a foul mouth and stuff like that, it knows no color.
Yeah.
And I hope that she realizes that. And if she doesn't, she will.
She will. They'll get the memo to her.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, watch.
It's to get and be and live the way life was meant to be. And that's sad. And I've never lived around white people before, and I got to actually say, it's very pleasurable. Message.
All right, it's very pleasurable to live around white people. That's what
But she have no idea what some of the white people may be saying about living around her.
Exactly.
I do know this. They're watching.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, because
the neighborhood is now going viral.
right,
The pool
right,
where she was sitting.
right.
All right. Where where son was in the pool by himself.
Oh God.
That's all viral
Yeah.
now. Millions of people have seen it.
Yeah.
And they could probably identify.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that's our community pool.
I know what that is.
And who is this lady?
Yeah. So now they're getting ready to come over.
Come on here.
And have
Community
a
watch.
Have a conversation. So you've been talking about us.
That's right.
Yeah. If God had blessed you, I say to anyone, live where you can afford to live.
Yeah.
And wherever you live, contribute to that place.
Mm-hmm.
Be a part of the solution. Pick up the trash. Make sure things are clean. And if you're in a community where you can't live there because of the riffraff, move. Save your money. Get out of there. Thank God that you've gotten out. But always understand that sin and misbehavior and bad behavior knows no color.
That is so true. And what you notice from both video clips, you see the woman, you see the son,
I see what
but
you're saying.
where's the man?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that mouth
Got rid of him.
got rid of him.
Yeah.
Because she could talk. She could put down a piece of talking. And she's not going to simply talk. She's going to cuss you upside down and outside out.
Yeah.
I'm sure by the first altercation, that dude said, man, all right, let me get my stuff.
Yeah.
I got to go. It's not necessary.
No. And you know what I hope? I hope that we're not seeing the result of his leaving her that way.
The impact.
Yeah, the impact of it.
Yeah.
Something clearly
Right.
had gone wrong.
Something's going wrong.
Yeah.
However, if he left and maybe he has some money and she's able to live in a nice side of town, Bishop, that's pleasurable. Right? She's able to live in a pleasurable side of town. I mean, the man couldn't be so bad. He ain't that bad, is he?
She left pleasurable.
Exactly. But no, to your point,
Yeah.
we don't want to miss that as
Right.
well. It could be an added effect.
Yeah.
Because when there's a lack of security,
Mm-hmm.
people turn towards a survival mentality.
Right.
But you don't need to survive in this manner anywhere. No.
I mean, we're having a little fun with it.
Yes.
But the underlining point.
Yes, sir.
Is we're grateful that she moved up. We're grateful
Yes.
that she's on a better side of town. Now, that it happens to be a side of town where the majority of the people who live there are white. There are other areas where the majority of people who live in areas that's not so nice.
It's true.
It's not so peaceful. See, the mistake to me that she's making is she's thinking that it's merely skin color. When there are white people who don't want to live around other white people.
It's true.
Because it's not skin color, it's behavior.
Behavior.
It's behavior.
Would you want to live in a neighborhood that's 100% black people?
Depends on how the black people behave.
Would you want to live in a neighborhood that's 100% white people?
It's the same thing.
All right, so
I would love living in
fair.
a neighborhood if everybody behaved like you and your family.
Okay. And vice versa.
If everybody was black and they're like the Amanchukwus,
Right.
I have no problem whatsoever.
I say the same thing.
Yes, sir.
Our last neighborhood that we moved from was in Nightdale. All right. When we first started living there was no issue with the Section 8 community that was around the corner. As we moved into the latter years of us being there, we moved there in 2010. Somewhere around 2016, 2017, 2018, the beginning thereof, people started leaving Section 8 housing, coming over to our neighborhood. Our community finally built the community pool.
Right.
Couldn't go to it because they commandeered it. It was not our pool.
Right.
It was their pool. they were paying the HOA fees.
This was before Carnival had their problem.
Exactly.
They did the Carnival at
exactly.
your pool.
They did the Carnival Bishop at our pool, and they began to even loiter on the side of my house.
Yeah.
I remember one night I went outside to dump the trash. This is before John Patrick and John Jr. were old enough and big enough to take that role. You understand what I'm saying? But so I was out there dumping the trash, and I hear talking on the side of the house. It's about 4 or 5 or 6 people hanging out on the side of my house. I told them to leave, and they didn't leave initially.
Right.
I went and got my shotgun.
Yeah.
And then went to the actual house of one of the kids who was by my house. And guess what? Who shows up? Mama comes outside. Daddy comes outside. But guess who does the most talking?
Mama. And she doesn't get your point.
No, she doesn't get my point. Dad sat back mute, not saying much. At that point, you see a man at the door. The wife should take the position of, I'm gonna let these men talk about it and talk it out. If a lady shows up at the door,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? The man may say, "Okay, honey,
I got this."
That kind of thing. But she began to, you don't have a right to, you don't. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, brother, is there any sanity in your house? Is there anyone that's reasonable and pragmatic who understands that these kids could have got shot
Yeah.
loitering on the side of someone's home? And so ultimately, when the time came,
I remember.
we had to go find a more pleasurable
Yeah. Yeah.
side of town. But guess what? In our neighborhood, we have black people to the right, black people across the street,
Right.
Greeks, whites, Asians,
Right.
you name it. But it's a mindset.
It's a mindset.
It's a mindset
Yes, sir.
that we're not going to bring the baser culture to this neighborhood.
And we don't care who it is.
That's right.
In where I live, my neighbors to the right of me are black. My neighbors to the left of me are white. I can't tell in terms of standards,
Right.
keeping your yard up, quietness,
Right.
noise, peacefulness. The results are the same.
Right.
And it doesn't matter at all. It hasn't mattered
Right.
because we're talking about people who are quality people who want to keep things nice. The only thing the only problem I have with what she's saying is she assumes
Right.
that it's only because,
only because
they're
of
white
race.
people.
Yep.
And if her assumption is correct, she's getting ready to ruin the neighborhood.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah.
Bishop,
Yeah, they're gonna get rid of her.
by I don't want to be a prophet, but in 72 hours,
By the time this is over,
Right.
they may move against her.
Oh,
So
yeah.
she needs to know, and
Yeah.
all people need to know,
Yeah.
behavior. And this is one of our issues with wokeism.
Right.
See, they're trying to say that being on time, being punctual, being polite, being articulate, reading and studying, that's whiteness.
yes,
This is Christian nationalism. That's white supremacy.
it's white supremacy
Yeah.
according to the Smithsonian.
Right.
Right. They call kind now whiteness.
Whiteness,
White
right,
supremacy.
right.
Makes no sense.
I've heard black people say when they were getting angry, you don't want to make me act my color. Well,
What is that?
Well, that's an insult because I tell you what, there have been times when I got upset and I acted my color. I did it, John. I'm be honest with you, and you know what? I kept myself together. My language stayed above board. I didn't hit anybody. I didn't call anybody any names. I didn't shoot anybody. I didn't choke anyone. I didn't turn over the aisle, the counters.
Yes, sir.
You know what I was doing? I was acting my color.
That's it.
I was being intelligent. Because I don't think that my color, when I act like a black man, that means I act like an ape or a monkey or a baser sort. Because I believe that I think more of myself than that.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I exercise even more restraint, discipline, and things of that nature when I think act my color, because, man, I thank God for my color.
Right.
He made me the way that I am.
So true.
Yes,
so
sir.
True. So true.
And I see you in the same. I see you go in and out. I see how you go in and out with people of every stripe. And I notice this, whether they're black or white, rich or poor, whether they're in or out, you're the same John.
Oh, yes, indeed.
That's because you're always acting
Right.
your color.
That's it. And that's the way it needs to be.
Yes, sir.
All right, final topic for today. This one, it hurts my heart. Bishop, you're a former football player. You even a state champion.
Yes, sir.
What year again?
78, 79.
78, 79. And you won the state champion.
Yes, sir.
I don't
AAA, 4A championship.
4A. This wasn't 1A. Wasn't 2A. What 3A?
4A.
4A. That's big time football.
Oh, man.
You love football.
Yes, sir.
It's the ultimate game
Yes, sir.
of life.
It is.
Teaches you how to get knocked down and how to get back up.
Yeah. It tells you you're going to get knocked down.
Oh, I'm
So
telling you.
since you're going to get knocked down,
Right.
here's how you fall.
Here's how you fall.
What a lesson.
What a lesson.
Get up now.
Get up.
God
now.
almighty.
Get up. And it's July. And when we smell the grass.
Isn't it funny? All these years later.
Yes, the grass. The humidity tells us 2 a days. Better yet, in your era, 3 a day are coming.
Yes, sir.
Man, I feel it. I feel it. I love football too.
Yes, sir.
But we have to talk about something.
Yes, sir.
Oh boy. Mississippi State. Mississippi. Oh man. These guys, it's a travesty. Don, do we have that clip of these football players? This is bad. Take a look at this.
And I used to go fishing when I was a little girl. You gotta be real quiet on the creek.
Quiet on the creek. Quiet on the creek. Quiet on the creek. Quiet on the creek. Quiet on the creek. Real quiet on the creek. My bad. Quiet on the creek. Quiet on the creek. Quiet on the creek. Too loud. Too loud. You gotta be quiet.
These are football players.
He had dark brown eyes, waves on fleek. A real slick mouth, but he quiet on the creek. A tattoo 6 feet, a real nice physique. He always spin the bag, but the nigga barely speak. He like the treat. I heard he was.
Mississippi State football players released this viral TikTok. A group of their players filmed themselves in the locker room doing the quiet on the creek dance trend. And this song, now I don't know this person, is sung and rapped by a guy by the name of Saucy Santana. Saucy Santana is an openly homosexual rapper who has built his public persona around a flamboyant, effeminate style. This is well documented and part of his own public identity, and this is a travesty. These football players, these men, the guys walking around jiggling his chest.
Yeah.
Let me say this. Most men don't want your chest to jiggle in the first place.
In the first place.
You're ashamed of it. You're trying to do extra push-ups, lower your carbs, whatever you possibly can to make sure that your chest is firm.
Amen.
But what guy does this,
Yeah.
Bishop? Help me out here. These are young men, student athletes, choosing to model themselves after the style and persona of a openly homosexual artist.
I hope they're former players. I hope the team cut them. I hope the rest of the team said we can't have this because it's not funny. It's not entertaining. It shows no creativity. That a athlete, a black man on top of all that. Now you're talking about acting your color. That a black man would portray this, would jiggle, would act like a female.
Yes.
That would act that way. Now those guys will never convince me that they're not homosexual. All
right. See, you just said it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that we could act like that.
No.
See, I'm not.
No.
I've never behaved. I wouldn't do that in private.
No.
It wouldn't cross my mind to try to do something like that. And then to post it, to put it out there, and you're on a football team. I hope that they cut them. And it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace to us. There is a real phenomenon, John. The feminization of the black man is a real thing that's taking place. And in this case, it's voluntary. See, this is not the white guys doing. This is what they're doing, dancing to the music of a guy who.
Saucy Santana.
Okay, I've never heard of him. I would not. I would not. I could not enjoy, nor listen to, nor entertain anything that a man would put out dressed like that.
Right. This guy looks like a supervisor.
Yeah.
You know.
He has a soul for those audience members out there who want to take this where we're not taking it. He is for whom Christ died.
Right.
But he has also made the decision to present himself in public like this, to sing, and so this is where he is right now.
Right.
I pray that he gets saved. I pray for his soul. But in terms of this and this discussion, this is horrible. That other black men
It is.
could. I wouldn't know how to get into a conversation with a brother, or even a sister for that matter, and say, we're going to do this.
No, that was choreographed.
Who started it? Who brought that up? Who thought that this would be a thing for athletes to do?
That's the ringleader. That's the ringleader.
What are they doing with each other when the camera's off? Those guys are punks.
They ain't. I bet you what. I tell you what. They're not quiet on the creek.
I know that's
They're
right.
loud on the creek.
No,
man.
no.
It's a travesty.
Yeah.
You can't do this and say this was just fun.
No.
This was a joke.
No.
A bunch of guys were being silly.
No, sir.
Just come on, man. Just stop being so serious, John. Come on, Patrick. Come on, Bishop Wooden. Don't be so serious. Have a light side. No.
We have a light side. We've been laughing all day. We have a light side.
All day.
Yeah.
But there's no humor here. It's demonic and it's intentional. You know, what is the responsibility of coaches, older men in the church, to step into a young man's life and correct this kind of modeling before it becomes who he actually is?
Well, I'll tell you what, if they were under my football coach, Hal Stewart, when we won the state championship, when Coach Stewart would get through with them, they would never behave that way again. If he gave them a chance to stay on the team.
Wow.
If they did, they would never behave that way again. These guys have put this out here on social media. It's out here. It'll never go away.
That's right.
I would make them apologize. They would have to go online and beg the team to forgive them. I mean, the bar would be set so high. It doesn't matter to me if they're the best athletes on the team, which if they are, that says something bad about the Mississippi State football team, college football team. So I don't.
They're going 0-10.
Yeah, they should.
They should. Now, if I want to say to all of their opponents,
Right.
if you let,
Yes.
come on, Bishop, you know
Yeah.
I'm going.
That's why, what was it, Sam?
Yeah.
Sam couldn't make it in the NFL.
He couldn't
the
do it.
moment he came out
Right.
and said that he was homosexual,
Right.
you're going to get the best out of your opponents. Because
yes.
don't nobody want to be beaten by the sissy.
No, we ain't gonna do it.
No, sir.
No, don't outrun me. You can't outjump me. I mean, could you imagine you're the quarterback and you get sacked? You drop. It's a three-step drop.
Yeah.
Down. Said, hey, just step back, and you get sacked
Sacked by the
by someone dancing
Yeah.
to Saucy Santana.
Yeah.
It can't happen.
Hey, John, pardon my interruption, but listen, I hope that the sisters watch this And I would say to any sister, don't think that these guys are just joking.
It's not a joke.
These guys have just shown you that this is a part of their personality,
Correct.
a part of who they are. Now, if you're fool enough to marry a guy like that,
Right.
then you're going to get what you've asked for.
Exactly. Because you see many A-listers do it, they claim for money.
Right.
Okay? Some do it because they're in secret societies and the like.
Yes, sir.
Okay? These guys at Mississippi State,
Right.
nobody paid you to do that. And you couldn't pay me $10 billion to do it.
No,
Okay.
it would go bad in the conversation.
It would. So that means you want me to do it so bad, you're going to pay me to do it? You're going to tempt me that way?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But these guys at Mississippi State, and y'all sitting here doing this,
Yeah.
just for viral reaction.
Yeah. Right.
Just for a like, a share, a comment from a bunch of strangers
Right.
who don't even know you. Listen, man, if y'all let these, if you let Mississippi State score against you this year,
Right. Right.
you ain't worth the breath in your body and the spit in your mouth.
Amen.
These guys
Amen,
are
brother.
losers.
Amen.
All right, final topic. There's this so-called pastor out here, Caucasian lady with a Planned Parenthood stole on.
Right.
And she's getting ready to deliver a message that's antithetical to Scripture. Take a look at this.
So a week ago, last Friday,
All right, hold it right here. So there you go. She has the Planned Parenthood stole. We know what Planned Parenthood stands for.
Yep.
We know who the ire of Planned Parenthood has always been.
Right.
We know these things.
We know it.
But she's standing behind, I can't call the desk sacred,
No.
Let me ask you this question. Do pulpits become less sacred when they become tainted by this kind of individual?
Yes. Yes. Because, see, what makes it sacred is what you do in it. And when you have reduced it to wickedness, it's just a podium now. It's just wood.
Right.
It's nothing.
Okay.
Because the gatekeepers did not protect the sacredness of it. We work hard to protect the sacredness of our pulpit. There's a certain behavior, there's a certain dress code, there's a certain way we want to act, there's certain things that you want to bring to it, there's certain things you don't want to in your pulpit.
Right.
You want people paying attention, you want people
Correct.
watching, because this is a sacred space.
Correct. What we may
She's
show or
desecrated.
say here in
Right.
the studio
Yes.
is quite different
Yeah.
to how we treat
Right.
the pulpit.
Right.
Okay.
And you know what? And I respect this place because of the work that you're doing.
Understood.
And I'll say to the people who are watching, you'd be impressed if you saw what goes on behind the scenes at Disturbing the Peace. There's no too disturbing the peace.
Right.
What is shown on camera is what you see taking place. That there are people who work here, they're treated with honor, respect, dignity, black and white.
That's right.
You see, everything builds up to what's shown on camera, but there are no contradictions. When we get finished, we don't go drink.
No.
We don't go to cussing and swearing.
Right.
We don't go to a restaurant and eat and not pay the bill.
No.
None of those things happen.
Not at all.
And the rhetoric that we put forth in front of the camera, we believe this stuff, man. We're not just joking.
Oh, it's real. It's
Yeah.
who we are.
Yes, sir.
All right, watch.
Yes, sir.
a bill was introduced in Iowa that would not only abolish and criminalize abortion, but would classify abortion as a homicide, and thus open the door for life imprisonment for abortion providers and for women having abortions. This bill is an example of a growing abortion abolition movement that has been introducing similar legislation across the country for the last 10 years. Moving from a single bill in Oklahoma in 2016 to similar bills being introduced in 13 states in 2025, some of which also include seeking the death penalty. Some of you may remember that one of these bills was introduced in North Carolina in 2021. NC 158 sought to put a constitutional amendment on the ballot that would have declared that life begins at fertilization.
Can't have that.
While none of these bills have yet passed into law, the abortion abolition movement hopes to turn Iowa into a case study for how to pass these laws across the country, stating, quote, "We want to put this state on center stage for the watching world. We will follow Representative Zach Deacon's bill from filing to committee, to the floor, to the governor's office. Every legislator who touches this bill will be put on notice. And if they do the wrong thing, be put on blast. If they move the bill, they are heroes. If they table it or kill it, the world will know their names. The arguments and excuses used to kill abolition in Iowa are the same ones used in various other states. By defeating them here, we provide a manual for every other state," end quote. The Foundation to Abolish Abortion just concluded its annual conference 2 days ago in Iowa, where they platformed 9 white Christian men to preach their anti-abortion message, including their president, Bradley Pierce, who's the author of all of these bills that are being pushed out to state legislators across the country. And while the attempt at a North Carolina constitutional amendment failed, they do have an active chapter in North Carolina, and their national conference was held here in Charlotte 2 years ago. The abortion abolition folks represent the most extreme right-wing camp of white Christian nationalism. They are zealous and ideologically convicted by an interpretation of their religious tradition that emboldens them with the belief that they are charged with a divine mission to eliminate abortion in the country. The abortion abolition movement also highlights the escalating strategy of codifying fetal personhood into state laws as the next critical step in the Christian anti-abortion agenda in the country.
Bishop Wooden, she just said a major word salad.
Right.
She's reclaiming scripture like Exodus 21 and Psalm 139. Okay, Psalm 139 in particular is something that all Christians who have a biblical worldview should read, expound upon when talking about the sanctity of life.
Right.
Psalm 139 tells us in verse 13, "For thou hast possessed my reins.
Yep.
Thou hast covered me in my mother's womb. I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made.
Yes.
Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. My
Amen.
substance was not hid from thee, and I was made in secret and curiously wrought in the lowest parts of the earth." I could go on. She wants to remove scriptures like that. She wants to reclaim that. And then she wants to reclaim Exodus 21, I believe, namely laws against violence. "If men strive and hurt a woman with child, so that her fruit depart from her, and yet no mischief follow, he shall be surely punished, according as the woman's husband will lay upon him, and he shall pay as the judges determine. And if any mischief follow, then thou shalt give life for life. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, and foot for foot. Burning for burning, wound for wound, and stripe for stripe." The intent here, I guess, is if you harm a life, then you should be harmed.
Yes.
There are people who are seeking to bring laws against women who eliminate, we'll just say eliminate, their baby.
Okay.
Because at this point, how do we create a culture of love and life when you can legally terminate a baby? Okay? If you go down the street and you hit a woman who's pregnant, 9 times out of 10, they're going to charge you for 2 lives if they do.
If you kill that woman and that baby dies, 2 lives.
2 lives. But these same people, if support and condone and allow for decades for a woman to eliminate her baby and there's no charge, there's no penalty. Right? When there's a potential charge that could come or a penalty for eliminating that life, then, people begin to make different decisions upon this. What are your thoughts about this as a bishop and as a pastor?
Proverbs, thank you for those passages. Proverbs 31:8 comes to mind immediately because that's what we do. It says, open thy mouth for the dumb, that is for the voiceless, in the cause of all such as are appointed to destruction. We are to speak up for those who are appointed to death. Now, I wish everywhere in the clip where she said abortion, can I say killing babies? Eliminate. What's better?
Eliminate.
Okay.
Say eliminate.
I wish everywhere she said abortion, she would have said eliminating babies. Eliminating babies. Eliminating babies. Because, see, abortion is, as bad as that word is, it's actually euphemistic because people don't study the word abortion, which means is a unnatural human interruption of a particular process.
Correct.
It's not a natural.
It's not natural.
It's unnatural.
That's right.
So they are eliminating human beings. So if everywhere she says abortion, she would say eliminating human beings, I guarantee she would lose support because she's talking about stopping and ending human life. Now, was she at a pulpit?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
In a pulpit, in a church. I probably shouldn't say this, but a very unattractive woman with
very much
nothing that speaks to her femininity whatsoever,
No.
arguing for eliminating human lives. I pray that the very people that she's speaking against, if they have a chapter, I'd like to get in touch with them and want to find out what I can do to help because I'm for human lives being spared and people living. And when you consider how our particular race has been the focus on Planned Parenthood when it comes to us. And that's from people who working, who were former employees of Planned Parenthood. And the numbers suggest we as a people are disproportionately affected by this. Then we need voices. We need voices. When I saw this clip, and I'll close with this, one of the things that struck me is at least this female, let's say female preacher, okay, if you'll allow that, at least she's speaking up for abortion. When was the last time you went online or you pulled up a popular female preacher, minister, whatever, and she's giving this much sermon time to saving babies?
It's
We don't see it.
non-existent.
See, that's the problem.
You don't
You don't see it.
see it.
You can go to whole women's conventions and go and be there for days on end, and you don't hear about it. See, at least this woman, this wicked woman, and I mean wicked. She's wicked, and when she
She's a
stands
witch.
before God,
Jezebel.
Yes, sir. When she stands before God, and she see all the blood that's on her hands, it's going to be something. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. She's going to be in outer darkness, and she'll be there forever. But at least she's speaking up for the cause that she believes in. I think the problem we have on our side is the silence, the deafening silence, the lack of female voices from the pulpit or wherever they're standing, speaking out against this and giving it the time and the attention that it deserves. Because, when you and I and guys like us, we talk about, well, it's a woman's body, and we're not talking about the woman's body. We're talking about that life within a body. But anyway,
Correct.
They'll say it's a woman's body. She should have the right to determine what is done with her body. Wouldn't that message, the counter to that, be much more effective if more women would speak up against and speak out against this evil? And those who have the platform, you're obligated. You have an obligation. The little babies in the womb, they're saying, please, please speak up for me. I pray that you'll do it.
Bishop Wooding, you just made a valid point. You don't hear women, Christian women, defending babies in the womb.
Right.
5-day conferences, 3-day conferences,
Right.
1-day conferences.
Right.
Presbyterian churches, non-denominational churches, holiness churches, and the like.
And the like.
They don't do it.
Right.
And then when you look at statistics, 92% of black women supported Kamala Harris.
Right.
Someone who pushes the same ideology as this Rosie O'Donnell looking woman.
Right.
In the first place.
Right. Right.
This is it's bad. And I think there needs to be more guidance towards prerequisites. Before we get to a moan, a hum,
Yes, sir.
and a hoop,
Right.
and a high five your neighbor,
Right.
neighbor, talk back to me,
Slap
shake your
neighbor,
hand,
all that.
You know what I mean? Don't shake it like you're holding a dead fish. Before we get to all of that, there need to be some apologetic driven things that has to
Yes.
be said
Yes. Yes.
before you get to the close.
Right.
We put an emphasis on such and such is anointed.
Right.
Look at the way she just says Jesus.
Right.
And she's just so
Right,
anointed.
right.
Can't you just feel the anointing
Right.
by the way she shouts, the way she
Right.
dances, the way
Right.
she walks and talks? But man, they won't say anything about it.
Right.
They won't do it. And I'll be honest with you. It vexes me.
Yes.
Not just when the women fail to speak up. I think that the men should speak up as well.
Everyone should.
and the men should speak up more, further putting pressure on the women
Yes.
to speak up as well.
Exactly.
All right? You see what I'm saying? But both won't do it. They won't do it. It creates a vexation, a agony of the soul within me personally.
Yeah.
All right?
Right.
When you see it not being mentioned, consider this. You go to youth conferences.
Right.
How many people actually preach to youth? It's rare when a youth speaker gets up nowadays
With a message
with a message
tailored for them.
tailored for the youth
Right.
that's biblically grounded and sound.
Right.
You won't hear most youth leaders, youth directors, youth pastors, youth whatever, you know what I mean? All the bigwigs in the youth kingdom, all right?
Right.
They won't talk about curriculum,
Right.
social emotional learning, the emphasis on making sure that we have representation and what that has done to pedagogy. They're not talking about that.
Right.
They won't talk to you about gender theory, queer theory, critical race theory. They won't talk about it. But you're talking to the youth. The children spend the majority of their time in the public school system. When they go to see the guidance counselor,
They won't talk about the things that, to your point, that are being talked about to the youth away from church.
away from church,
See,
where
this
they
is what-
spend the majority of their time.
Exactly.
Nearly 105,000 hours from K through 12.
Yes, sir.
They won't talk about it.
Exactly. And that's one of the things that is why this wickedness is spreading. The young people in their world, they talk about these things all the time.
Yes.
The problem is they're not hearing about it enough from preachers,
Right.
teachers, people of authority, those who are anointed. And in my opinion, John, anointing has nothing to do with how an individual, and I think this is your point, can make you feel.
Correct.
The greatest anointing, when in the Bible, Acts chapter number 4, when God filled those same disciples with the Holy Spirit the second time, the Bible is clear on this. The Bible says, and they spoke the word boldness. With boldness.
Yes.
That second feeling anointed them to speak God's truth with boldness. Now, I say to everyone, we need to speak up. This woman, she's wrong. She's wicked. But she spoke up for what she believed. She made a passionate, wicked, godless argument, but at least she made the argument. Where is the passionate, godly, spirit-filled argument on the other side from women? Now, we're not saying that no women do this.
Correct.
We're saying, however, too few. See, we need more.
But what's discussed, though, heavily, is how to have your own identity.
Which we're supposed to get that from Christ anyway.
How to have my own purpose. I'm growing up now, and I'm looking for purpose and meaning. I don't find purpose and meaning in being the person that I said I was going to be when I stood at that altar, which was a wife.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
No, I want purpose beyond that role.
Right.
Purpose beyond being the mama.
Right.
I want my identity.
Right.
All right? And because of that, we overlook the greater issues.
Right.
Which is, to your point, the fact that not enough women are talking about this. Bishop, we've gone a little bit long. We have to, this is a good spot right here. We need to pick this conversation back up to talk more about it.
Right.
And maybe this is something that we begin to blow the trumpet on.
Sure.
More. We can disturb the peace in that area.
Oh, yeah.
With the love, trying to demand that women have a counter argument to Jezebels like this woman.
Yeah, well, we need them. They can make the argument. We've seen it at the abortion clinic. You've been there, I've been there, and we fought for babies. But no one has been as effective as that church mother, that woman, that female standing there saying, let the baby live.
That's right.
Because females can speak to females on a level, especially something like this, that males never can.
Correct.
And just as we can speak to men on certain levels that women can't.
So true.
So God is using both male and female, but in this pro-abortion movement, the women they're loud.
Yeah,
They're loud and wrong.
Loud.
Our women, in many cases on our side, are quiet, but they have the truth.
Correct.
And if they would just speak up and make the argument that we know that they can make, we believe that more babies will be saved, the numbers of the black community would increase, which would increase our political power, increase our standing in the world. And if none of these other things happen, a human being's life would be saved.
Bishop, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you every week coming on.
Thank you.
On Wednesdays. We'll pick this topic up.
Yes, sir.
Next week.
Yes, sir.
And delve in a little bit further.
Look forward to it.
Hey, my friends, thank you so much for tuning in today to Disturbing the Peace. It's always good to have Bishop Wooden on. I guess we should call it Wooden Wednesday, right? It's a blessing to have such a godly man of God, full of integrity, full of humor, and charm, but be able to roll up his sleeves, whether behind the sacred desk that we want to keep sacred, or even in the studio where we want to share the gospel so it gets out in a broad way. I'm thankful for him. Do me a big favor, like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Set your notifications so you know when we're going live. And then go over to the audio platforms. That's Apple Podcasts and Spotify, you name it. And give me a 5-star review. Why? I'll tell you why. Because we've been riding around disturbing the peace. That's why you should do it. We're riding around disturbing the peace, and there's a lot of work doing this, man. God bless you. God bless America. Let me know, are we right or are we wrong? Are we weak or are we strong? God bless you and God bless America. Take care.